researching in Space Station 14 has received a pretty big overhaul. Basically, the old tech web is gone and has been replaced with this new menu. This new menu separates all the researches into 4 disciplines. There is industrial, biochemical, experimental, and civilian services. To keep it very simple, every time you play the game, there will be one type of research out of random from tier 1 in each of the 4 services. So not every time when you log in and play the game is your first research or industrial going to be advanced power cells. So for example, let's just say I want advanced power cells. If I research advanced power cells, well, if you want basic hydroponics, that's just a decision you have to make because it re-rolls all of them. It doesn't just re-roll the one that you pick. And now if you look down here, it has unlocked advanced power cells. And if you hover over any of the technologies, it will tell you what comes with them. And they're even color-coded. Obviously, it's like blue is biochemical, purple is experimental, the green color is civilian, and the orange, pretty sure it's orange, is industrial. So, let's just theoretically say I want power generation, I want atmospherics, and I want compact power. And let's get industrial engineering. There we go. We've hit tier 2. Now, the UI here doesn't tell you what tiers are available, but it does tell you what you can still find. So, not all of these are tier 2, so if I get to replace tier 2, RCD is tier 2. Look, you're not guaranteed to only get tier 2s now that you're in tier 2, if that makes sense. You still have to get the tier 1s. And now, as you can see, there's only 4 left, so salvage, superpower cells, advanced atmospherics. We are down to the last one, which is blue space, because, or it's not the last one. The way you hit a new tier is you research 75% towards like tier 2, and then that, like, so if you research 75% of the tier 1s, you'll unlock tier 2. If you research 75% of the tier 2s, you'll unlock tier 3. Tier 3 is where you get the very tough choice. If you research tier 3, that means none of the other disciplines can ever hit tier 3, so you're locked out of currently what's the final research, because there's only one tier 3 per discipline. So if I get blue space storage, you can see we actually managed to miss one of the tier 2s just because we hit tier 3 first. And there we go. If you research all of them, the entire category disappears, and now the only thing that's left is 3. So you're locked out of tier 3 forever, basically. So every single research is done. And as you can see, even with every research, only industrial hit tier 3 and the rest cannot hit tier 3. Now, if you remember, the unique tier 3 unlock of industrial is actually something that's new. Well, they're old items, but there's a now way of acquiring them. You can actually obtain bags of holding now. And bags of holding, there's 3 of them, and they're all the same, but they have different sprites. These are 9,999 storage bags, so that's definitely worth mentioning that tier 3 industrial has a pretty crazy benefit. Yeah, and just to show you, it is indeed 9,999 storage. You can put things like toolboxes in there. I don't know why you would do that. One toolbox is your entire backpack, so that's not something smart to put in there. But there are objects that were basically never designed to be put in your backpack that can be put in your backpack. But I'd say one of the biggest things that's a huge benefit is that things like hard suits, which can't fit in any normal bag other than syndicate bags, and ERT bags, obviously, can actually fit in the bag of holding. Like, you can suck up a good majority of the items on the station, but you bet your ass that if you're using a bag of holding, you're going to get searched even on green. Anyways, I'll show you the other tier 3 disciplines real quick. So yeah, if you were to ever get your hands on another RD server, you actually can research the other tier 3s. And not all the tiers are exactly the same in terms of their length. See, like, biochemical does not have that many texts compared to industrial, and the final unlock for cloning is, or if the final unlock for biochemical is cloning. So, honestly, I don't see that one getting picked that often, because it's hard for people to not want to be selfish with their research, and most maps have round start cloning. Ideally, you should pick the texts that you need. So, like, if there's a lot of people dead, and Med got bombed, please try to be the person that wants to help everyone and make cloning, and put away your flamethrower. And tier 3 of Experimental is probably the most underwhelming. It just lets you get tier 3 parts. And I say underwhelming, it's still extremely good. Machine upgrading is very underutilized in my opinion. I don't think people realize just how insanely good certain things like, I don't know, like blenders and microwaves can be. Like the chef will love you if you upgrade their microwave at tier 3 parts. That dude will literally self and tag for you, and that's obviously a joke too. And the final one is civilian services, and I expect to probably see this one just as much as the bags of holding. The final tier 3 one is your advanced spray, and you might as well just call them flamethrowers because that's pretty much what everyone uses them for right now. And yeah, that is the new research system explained very briefly. If you have any questions, let me know. And specifically, thank Emo Garbage on Discord for this. He worked very hard on this. I mean, the dude's basically solo carrying science from being the garbage ass department it was like 8 months ago to it's actually my most played department now, so that's probably saying something. Anyways, that's it. Thank him, and if you have any questions, feel free to ask.